What up YouTube, Topaz Jace here, and I got a pretty good show lined up for you today, man. First we're gonna jump into the news, then we're gonna jump into this review for this documentary too, then we're gonna jump into an article from downloadpass.com, but before then, listen to a brief instrumental from underground producer Shaw Major. So did you guys see that story that's in the news about how Christian rapper hits his producer over a rap beef kind of and shit, man? Like, this shit has been all over the fucking net, and this is the type of bullshit that fucking kills me, because they could have just said man ran over another man, but instead they had to throw in the rapper angle and shit. And as you read into what these people actually got, they did get a confession, but yet it was a coerced confession and shit. Like, they had that guy in the fucking interrogation till 4 o'clock in the morning, and we all know police. We all know they was probably beating his ass while they was doing that shit. So I'm really not buying it like that, man, but I'll definitely follow to see exactly what the fuck is going on as more details come out. But anyway, on to today's album review, man, and it's to that The Game documentary 2, and quite honestly, wasn't very excited about this because a lot of the songs that was leaked and shit beforehand, I listened to them coming into it, and none of them damn songs was any good, man. And then on top of it, as you start listening to this project, say the first 6 to 7 songs, man, were all like old school instrumental like samples and shit, you did. Like, it kind of came off like he drank the fucking Kool-Aid on the whole we need to bring real hip-hop back, this vintage music and shit, which none of those songs were any good either, so all of my hopes were being dashed as soon as you fucking listen to this. But yet this album definitely did have a lot in common with a bunch of his mixtapes and shit that he's been dropping over the years and such, man. 1, ton of fucking features. 2, ton of fucking name drops. But yet, the most important thing is he always gives you a nice little selection of fucking tracks, man. In which my favorite songs off of this project was that Doll in a Dream with Ab Soul, man. Actually, I feel as though that is the best song off of this entire project. Solid joint there. And talking of that, did you guys see Lupe Fiasco react to it and shit in only a way that Lupe Fiasco would do when the Game lyrically calls him weird and shit? He pretty much gave the Game a link to a track explaining his weirdness and shit. I do like that Bitch You Ain't Shit, but that's going to wear thin on me, you dig, simply because he's straight taking the style of Devin Dude and like quoting his lyrics and all of that, man, and you guys know I'm not for that. But yet, the track was cool. I kind of like what he was saying there about how a lot of these chicks out here really ain't shit and how they actually get down. That New York was fucking beautiful. He was talking about some conscious type shit. Production was great. Quite honestly, that could have been the best song on this project. It's just he didn't make it go for so fucking long, man. Like, if he made that into a full damn track, that would have been fucking phenomenal. I like that Just Another Day in that LA, man. A solid 5 tracks right there out of 19, which all the others were not very damn strong, which all of the others just pull those 5 tracks all the way down to the point that I say, go ahead, peep out this project to buy individual tracks when the album finally does drop. I would not recommend buying the whole thing, not at all, man. And overall, I give it a 7 out of 10. But anyway, on to today's article from downloadpass.com, and today's article is about adjusting on the fly, because this is the thing that separates the good and the fucking great, you did. Like, let me give you a quick story. My homie, he does some DJing and shit, and I help him move his equipment, and I help him put on his shows and shit every so often. So he be DJing at these venues, man, and every venue has a different type of audience. So he always starts playing maybe some 90s hip-hop and shit, man, and try to judge what the crowd is thinking about. And every so often, he comes across a crowd that really doesn't like the 90s hip-hop thing, man. And which, when that happens, I pay attention, like, what the fuck is he gonna do now? Because I know he got a nice collection of songs, but how deep into it is he? Like, one time, he flipped it up to some trap shit, and people started jamming to that shit, and that's how the night went from there on out. The next time he played some trap shit, people wasn't feeling that either, man. So he jumped into like some crazy EDM and all of that, man. Then the crowd went crazy. I'm like, damn, this dude is adapting point blank every fucking time, finding the types of music that these people like. Even if he doesn't like, because I know he doesn't like EDM. I know he doesn't like trap music, but yet he got that shit and he adjusts on the fly. In which This is the thing that you guys gotta understand. Like, too many people, when shit ain't going their way, they get frustrated, they give up on some shit. When they could actually save it if they adapt to what the fuck is going on. I hope you enjoyed the show. You can follow me at Twitter up there. And you can go to downloadpads.com, that's down there, to read today's article.